Hi everyone, how you doing? This video is about what makeup to wear for work. Classic, corporate, understated, polished and perfected. And I want to show you this new foundation from Shiseido. Look what I was sent. All the shades of their foundation, full-size foundation, concealer and a brush. The brush is, I'm going to apologise now to any of my Japanese subscribers, Hanatsubaki Hake face polishing brush. I have used it a little bit. It took too much of the foundation for me. I need more practice with it. But the point is, this is a long wear foundation. It's a really beautiful foundation. It's super light and you'll see how it really perfects my skin quite quickly. And I just thought I wanted to share it with you because I've actually been using the Synchro Skin Glow, as you've seen in many of my films, over the kind of period between sort of September, December. I really felt that it gave my skin coverage and glow. But now, and are you the same with this? I just want the foundation to stay because my skin, although it's not dry because it's doing so well, my little routine with my balm and my Foreo works very well for my skin. It's in not bad nick at the moment, I have to say. I don't need so much of the glow, I just want it to last, and it's been great with my clients at work because I put it on and it lasts. So I'm using, let's get to it, Bamboo 330, so it's just a little tiny one here, and I'll just pop it on for you to show you how quick it is. These shades are really lovely and yellow as well, and I don't need too much. I'm not going to use the brush. If you want me to do a more in-depth film about this base, I'm very, very happy to do so. I just kind of wanted to get this work look nailed for you guys, just because when you're at work, sometimes you want just something that is a little bit more simple and understated, but flattering at the same time. And that all comes down to skin. Now you can see I'm sort of placing this base exactly where I need and want the coverage, and then I'll blend in with a little brush, but I like to have that kind of layer. It's almost like I'm pushing it into my skin like a concealer. I'm not going to go too close to my eyes because I'm going to use a Max Factor one here, but round the temples where I've got my pigmentation and just lightly over my forehead. But it's around the front of my face, around my nose, never the bridge, because I hate, anyone who knows me well, no, I hate a foundation, a nose that is covered in foundation powder because it makes us look instantly made up. You can see that that just knocks back the redness in my skin and gives me a pretty polished look straight away. Right, let me go in with a soft brush. Probably use this Real Techniques one. Hello, here we are. Contour brush. Just nice and small. I much prefer smaller brushes than bigger brushes. So I can now smooth that around my mole area and under my chin. As someone who's always had pink skin, you know, just due to irritation and acne on my skin, I love a yellow base to do a nice peaches and cream makeup. So many ideas, so many things to share, so little time. What would be nice, I thought, as I was sort of prepping for this film and just getting the right products for you, is that I'd like to do like a long wear foundation film. Actually, I'll try and do that in the next few weeks for you because I think it's quite nice to know different price ranges of foundations and the finishes that they do. Maybe I can show you a few different finishes, but for me, Shiseido have created a really incredible foundation. It feels like air on my face. That's all I can say. I've just used it all off my hand. It feels like air and it's covered everything and it's super, super light. I absolutely love this foundation. Shiseido, if you'd like me to do any content for you, I would love to. Facefinity All Day Flawless Concealer, Max Factor. This is the 001 shade, if I'm correct. 010. It's the lightest shade. You know I love to use a really light concealer. Same theory. Do you know what I've been watching people do, and I wanted to share this with you. I'd forgotten because I keep seeing it. It should be a separate film, but let's just chuck it in now. Right, when you put your concealer on, right, I'm going to put it here. I'm going to do it really exaggerated just to really show you the point. All this area here needs to be super, super light, and your eyeshadow mustn't sit there. See people do their makeup, you know, whether it's on the train, tube, or whether it's online, or whether I'm looking at people's faces and they've spent the time putting their foundation on, their concealer on, and then they go in with the eyeshadow and they put the eyeshadow right here. This area for all of us needs to be lighter than our main tone on our skin because it creates light and it creates space. Unless you've got really wide set eyes and you're trying to create balance in your face and bring them together, just make sure, and I'll show you this in a minute when I put the eyeshadow on, just make sure that you avoid this area. Oh, it's a thing that really gets me, like, don't do that! You're just ruining your eye makeup. Right, so I was going to use a little bit of powder, Make the Make. This is a really lovely, soft powder. It's got squalene in another film. As you can see, now I've gone from one extreme to the other, from thinking, do I need to do any more films? Is it really worth it? To wanting to share loads with you. Anyway, currently, this is what I wanted to teach you, is that every day is different with your skin, and I just don't feel my skin needs any powder. So I'm going to leave it like that. And then if it does need a little bit of powder around here and around here, just to make it last throughout the day, then I will do that. But I think I'm pretty good to go. So a classic blush, let's get a little bit of blush on first. This is my Daniel Sandler Caress. This is the liquid watercolour. Now it's a little bit fiddly to put on if you're not used to like liquids and pots and everything, but it's such a lovely colour and it's such a lovely brand that it's worth it. I'm going to apply it with a very small Real Technique setting brush, just there, and I'm just going to add that colour. See, it's just such a lovely, what colour would you say this is? Sort of just very soft, peachy pink, which I love. And just to kind of add the fullness to my cheek, I'm going to put it on the height of my cheekbone here, not too much at the front of my face because I don't want anything too kind of fresh and perky. I just want a little bit of tone added to my cheekbones because this is a sort of minimalistic, flattering makeup that I'm trying to achieve. Now, obviously, I wouldn't have powdered and then put this on. Any liquid product must be put on your skin first before you put any powder on. Lovely. Going in next with Nip and Fab. Such a great load of product here. Love these products. This is called Solar, and it's such an easy way to put on. Look at that. I mean, you can't beat that, can you? I love this. Using it all the time. It's so easy. Obviously, I'm going to blend it in. But for me, I just love to have that glow there. But I love this because it's not sparkly. I don't like sparkles, really. Just too much. On my eyes, I love. And a little bit on my lips if it's soft and pretty in the right time, but not on my skin. I just want my skin to look like this, really. That feels really good. Okay, right, let's go with a bit of brow. I'm going to do two things for my brow. I'm going to use the Goof Proof Brow Pencil by Benefit. And as you can see, I need to fill in my brows. Now, another film I'd like to do is show you my dermaplaning and eyelash tinting and eyebrow tinting video, because it's just a really nice, quick, basic beauty treatment that you can do at home really quickly. And it's just quite nice just for that structure as we get older. That structure in our face is so important to maintain. And when you've got a bit of depth in your eyebrows, if you've got sort of eyebrows like mine that are a bit holy, it just takes the stress out of every day. Well, not the stress, come on. It just takes the filliness as it just kind of adds a little bit more depth to my brows. And this is a great colour for me. I'm not sure what colour this is, sorry guys. Offhand, it's one. It's one. So just pull that through there. And what I will do, just because it is our work classic video that we're doing, I'm trying to find the product. Here it is. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hill Brow Fix. And this is shade, oh gosh, soft brown, okay? Because I'm considering that this makeup is going to last me until 6 o'clock, having a little bit of the brow fix, a little bit of colour just gives me a little bit of definition and longevity of lift. You see, just want to really push up this tiny little brows that I have, because it just makes a huge difference to the overall look. Subtle but effective. Now when you put these brow products on, just make sure you don't press like I did too hard, because then the product, especially if it's a new product, sits on the skin, and you only really want it just to attach to the hairs slightly, so you get that depth without it looking too heavy. Now I can see already, I'm going to get a nice small brush, that I've removed the base as I made a mess of my eyebrows. So look, that's how effective this foundation is. It's just like a, well, it's as good as a concealer in terms of it really does polish up the skin without looking heavy. Good. So nice brow game going on. 2 little products there that make a difference, and that will hold and last all day. Now I've chosen this classic palette, number 2 Avant Premiere from Giorgio Armani. Really lovely shades. And I'm going to go in with the lightest shade first. These are very buttery. Now, this is what I was meaning about eyeshadow. You see how my lid is here? I'm not going to take it here, and people push the colour into the side of their nose. Ugh! And especially if they're doing a dark colour, that is not ideal. So just look at the shape of your eye when you're applying your eyeshadow. Just see where you're placing it and just keep it on that lid. And maybe do one normally where you push it closely into your nose, and then do one just on your lid. So you're literally painting that lovely shape of your lid. And you might see the difference. Now I'm going to go in, oh, the sun's come out, lovely. I might just have to close that so I don't get those lights on my face, which is a shame. Okay, so we're a little bit darker now, sorry guys. Hopefully my camera will adjust. Please adjust. Right, so I'm using the same brush, and this is called a Luxe Petit Crease, and it's a brush by Zoeva, 231. Now I've gone in with the mid-tone shade, and I'm just pressing this into my socket there. This eye is my saggiest eye. This is the eye that I sort of sleep on, the side that I sleep on most, hence why, or so they say. It does make sense in my case because this is my more squashed pillowy eye. This eye's got a better arch. So just having that little shape there, pressed in, because this is the crease brush, it just sits beautifully in my crease, and then just on the outer side. So pull that round. And again, these shadows are so soft that they blend nice and easily. Right, take that in. I'm going to take a clean brush and I'm going to go over the edge. I really hope you can see this. I've just had to close all the blinds and knock back the light so that you can see what I'm doing. And I have to finish this film before I go and pick up my littlest. So there's no time for the sun to ruin this film I'm doing for you. Lovely. Okay, so I'm going to take a smaller brush now. This is actually a concealer brush. I think it's an old MAC one. I'm sorry I don't have the shade. And I'm going to go in with the darker colour. So I'm going to compact it quite well, so it's not fluffy. That's the difference between this brush. It's not fluffy, it's flat. Can you see that? Now, when I go in, I'm going to push it just along my lash line and on that outer bit there. Really, really softly. I'm going to take a cotton bud. And just blend that in. So it's all just 3 shades, but it's really, really subtle. And for me, because I don't want anything to be going down because my eyes are quite crinkly here, I'm going to keep it top heavy, but I'm going to keep this nice and light. So again, with that flatter brush, tap it so it doesn't fall on your skin. I'm just going to use the edge of it just to really push it close to the lash line. It's keeping that colour close to the lash line that's going to give you the shape, and it's going to flatter your eyes rather than just looking like eyeshadow dumped on your eyes. There is a purpose. And this kind of darkness just on the outside of your eye really kind of helps create a lovely almond effect, opening out your eyes but still creating a nice shape. Now if you want to go in with more of a socket, just take the tip of your brush and just go over the centre of that shadow that you put in there so that you get that migration of colour from dark to the mid-tone, and that's what's important. I can do a really detailed step-by-step of this if you're more interested in creating that right shape. Just to enhance what I'm saying, I'm going to take a Marc Jacobs pencil, This is one of my favourites that I use on a lot of red carpets. What will the name be? Earthquake. And it's a very earthy brown. It's not a red brown, it's a real browny brown. And I'm going to place this colour again, building up that structure, but really lightly, just into the bed of those lashes. And again, just to finish off, just take the same cotton bud. It can still have the eyeshadow on. You just wedge those two colours together, so you don't really see a difference between the line and the powder. And these Marc Jacob pencils are amazing. They're really soft. As long as you keep the lid on, it doesn't dry out. They last forever, and they're great colours. I really love his pencils. For the mascara, I'm going to be using Clinique Power Lash. I've been using this a lot recently because I went through a phase of experimenting with lots of mascaras, the smaller ones with the smaller nibs, different formulas. And I just got annoyed. I got annoyed because they kept crumbling. And, you know, it's like, I suppose, being a hairdresser and having rubbish hair. I didn't really want to be on a job and have like mascara falling down my face. Or I was at a party once, I went to the toilet, I was like, oh no, I've got mascara all under my eyes. So I've gone back to the Clinique Power Lash, which I love because it's a great mascara which doesn't budge. Now I'm going to just keep this mascara at the top, and I also like, as you know, a thin wand, because thicker wands or longer spindles, thicker wands with lots of long bristles, I just tend to get in a mess. I don't know whether it's because my eyelids are older, the skin is closer to the lash, but I just find that it gets everywhere. So I really like this long skinny brush. Now, because this look is just a kind of fresh, eye-opening look, I'm going to do a very, very soft tint of mascara underneath. I don't want my eyes to look too dolly-like. I just want to have a little bit of colour on my lower lashes to bring them out, but not really to decorate them overly. Good, okay, now I'm feeling like my skin is breathing through, so I'm going to go with a little bit of powder. Breathing through, does that make any sense to you? Probably not. I feel like my skin is becoming a little bit dewy. So I'm going to take a brush first of all into the Make powder, and I'm just going to place it there. Yeah, it's around my nose here that I get really red, and the makeup doesn't tend to last. So just those little hot spots there, that's where I'm happier if I have a little bit of matteness, not too much on my top lip. I've got to be careful actually, especially with the long wear foundation, because it's slightly heavier, more of a medium to full coverage, that it will enhance the lines around my lips. So just try and keep those free. Good. So I'm really pleased with that makeup. That's soft and subtle, but it definitely does lift my eyes. Now, this lipstick I absolutely have been loving. It's by Chantecaille, which is a beautiful brand. And it's called Foxglove. If you're looking for a lipstick that is just like your lips but better, but it's not nudie, it's kind of healthy but it's hydrating, it's a classic. It's a classic, beautiful pinky berry. I'll show you. It is in my handbag all the time. I have about 4 or 5 lipsticks in my handbag depending on my mood. You like that too? Please tell me you are. And this one I've been loving. It is so soft and hydrating, it doesn't make my lips peel. And this colour is an absolute classic, and that's why I thought, perfect, this can be a nice classic work look. Gets a seal of approval. I can't control that noise, so it just comes out. Natural satisfaction. Now, obviously you might think, well, if you're doing a long wear work look, Caroline, why have you not put on a long wear lipstick? And the reason I didn't do that, and you would be right in thinking that, is that I just love this so much. I wanted to share it with you because it's just simply hydrating. I think if you're in an office and I've got lots of central heating, you're next to a radiator, you've got your air conditioning, wherever you are and what climate you are, it can be quite dry. And wearing a lipstick that is long lasting, I think is actually better to keep reapplying. If you're going into a meeting or popping out for a lunch meeting or whatever it is, just having something that is soft and hydrating is better than a long wear lipstick that needs a little bit of maintenance sometimes. And that's it. I might just add this beautiful lacquer palette. Look at that. Look at this as well. Sparkly. They do some beautiful shades. I don't want to add more sparkle, but I might just add a little bit. Oh look, a bit stripy there with my blusher. Hold on. Let me just take my foundation brush. Well, that's a schoolgirl error, isn't it? Or a makeup artist error. Call yourself a makeup artist, you've got a big smudge down the side of your face. Sorry, I'm struggling with the light. If I have made a mess of my makeup today and it's not perfect, it's because I can't really see what I'm doing, so I'm just going with it. So please, don't be hard. Be kind. Right, let me just take the pinky shade of this and just see whether that just lifts that too much. Yeah, I don't want too much. In fact, I actually prefer it just with the Daniel Sandler, the Caress one, but it will fade, it will fade. So, just a few little tips there, I hope. Just take a little blending brush to make this perfect. Now I've got the fear that I've blended my makeup properly and it's not perfect. But hopefully, even if it's not perfect, you've picked up a few tips. And if you want more information on long wear, foundations or any other things that I mentioned, just drop me a line because it just means that it's good to know what you want and I can share the right things. Thank you for being patient with the light and look forward to chatting to you as always below. Bye guys, have a great day.